my friends, and happy Victober Eve. It is actually September 30th as I'm starting to film this. However, I just cannot wait any longer. And I have a ton of Victober reads to get through in the next month, so I might as well start a little early. It's only a few hours. It's probably October 1st somewhere in the world, right? Probably Australia. So let's just pretend we're in Australia. But anyway, I just was so excited to get started. I'm wearing one of my favorite autonomous tops, and I just was like feeling all in the mood. So I sat down and read a couple of pages, not very many, of Alice in Wonderland. This is going to be my first read of Victober, and I will read most of it tomorrow with my friend Sarah from the Bookish Knitter. But I just needed to read, the first couple of pages in this just to kind of get the ball rolling. So this is a reread for me, and I'm just really excited to start Victober off with this lovely reread. And as you might remember from some of my other videos, I had been working on an Alice in Wonderland cross stitch all last year, but I had started it while listening to this book last year on October 1st. So I feel like it's kind of fitting that I'm rereading that this year. The funny thing is, I will be starting a cross stitch tomorrow of Jane Eyre, but I am not reading Jane Eyre this month. But oh well. I'm still reading a Bronte. I'm going to be reading Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, but no Jane Eyre this year. But that's okay. That's all right. It's still in the Bronte vein. It's still in the Victorian literature, theme. So we're okay. But let me tell you what else I'm going to be starting tomorrow. So Alice in Wonderland is what I'm going to take to work with me. It's going to be my physical read because it's not very long. I think I can get through it in the first day, honestly. This seems kind of large. It is Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. And it is very heavily illustrated. Let me see. You probably saw that in my first montage. But yeah, see, there's really almost every page has a rather large picture. Oh, look, it's Alice and the Flamingos, just like my cross stitch that I'm doing. But yeah, so that is going to be my first physical read of Victober. And my audiobooks, if I don't start these on the 1st, I will never, ever get them done, and I will need to do them in audiobook form. So I will be audiobook listening to Dombey and Son by Charles Dickens. See this beast? This is why it's going to take me all month. And Lorna Doone by R.D. Blackmore. And this is Kate Howell's Patreon book club pick for the month of October. Also pretty chunky. So I'm going to be listening to audiobook versions of both of these starting tomorrow. So I think that is going to be quite enough for the first day of Victober. So I will get back to you actually tomorrow when Victober officially begins, and we can chat about how it started out. All right. I'll talk to you later, friends. Happy Victober. Yay! Hello, friends. It is finally Victober. Yay! It's October 1st, and this has been quite the day. I'm glad that I started this yesterday because this morning, for some reason, just felt totally rushed. I did get like 12 stitches done on my new cross stitch for the Jane Eyre pattern. But I really, like, by the time I got up and showered and everything, and I wanted to start reading, but I just, had to do all the things to get ready, and I barely had time to do anything. So, however, I also had to change my plan for a physical reading of Alice in Wonderland. I did follow along with it at certain points so that I could look at the illustrations. However, I did end up reading this via audiobook today during work. And I'm currently just out on a break, which I normally don't really get to take whenever I'm the only secretary here. Which, yes, I am the only secretary. That's the other fun thing that happened today. But because of that, because I didn't think I was going to get to take a break, I decided I was just going to listen to it via audiobook. So, being that this is a reread for me, that's not that big of a deal. So I got my first book done for Victober. Yay! I am going to continue on with Through the Looking Glass, maybe tonight. I'm not really sure yet. But this book has both in it. So I'm excited about that. But so far I just listened to the first Alice in Wonderland, which it's funny to me because every time I read this, I'm like, the Disney version of Alice in Wonderland is pretty true to the original text. I'm pretty surprised about that. Yeah, there are some things that I can't remember being in the Disney movie, but for the most part, it's pretty true to the book. So I really enjoy reading this every time. But yeah, and then the other thing that I listened to today, and I still might listen to, I have about an hour and a half left of work today, but I might listen a little bit more to Dombey and Son by Charles Dickens. I'm about 4 chapters in at this point, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. The character of Mr. Dombey is despicable. Don't like him at all, which I don't think you're meant to, because he just really does not even give a crap about his daughter Florence. He only loves his son Paul. And there was one scene at the very beginning, though, that was really quite sad and poignant, but the rest of the chapters so far has Charles Dickens' signature, like, just absurd characters. So I'm liking that a lot. So but yeah, I don't really have anything else going on at the moment as far as reading goes. So I will check in with you probably at this point tomorrow, when hopefully I've either gotten farther in Dombey and Son, or I have started something else. I probably will do a little bit more cross stitch tonight. I am going to be starting another cross stitch pattern that is not Victorian literature related, but it is Shakespeare related. So I will show you that when I get there. And then I'll probably do more of my Jane Eyre pattern, because I don't want to just have 12 stitches in today. So, but that will be, it's Friday night, so, that's what I do on my Friday nights. Some people go out and have fun. I stay in and cross stitch, and to me that's fun. But yeah, I probably should be like going out with people, but whatever. Okay, well, I will talk to you in a little while. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hello friends, it is now October 3rd. I did not update you yesterday because it just ended up being kind of a weird, lazy day. It wasn't supposed to be. I was supposed to do some things with family yesterday, and we were going to be outside and it was nice, and I was going to vlog what we were doing, but we ended up having to postpone that outing. So we are going to hopefully do it next Saturday. So maybe if I vlog next week, I will be able to show that to you then. But so yesterday just kind of ended up being a lazy day where I stitched a lot. And I did read a little bit, but not as much as I probably should have, because I was with my parents, which they don't really care, you know. I was just sitting there stitching anyway, so I could have listened to my audiobook, but and I did a little bit, but you know, when other people are around and you're trying to listen to an audiobook or something, sometimes it doesn't work out the best. So I did get a couple of chapters read on Dombey and Son. So far I'm really enjoying it. Florence is going to be a good character, I think. She's still a child right now, but I am assuming that, I mean, this is a chunky book, so I'm assuming we're going to go through the majority of her life. But she's still, I don't even know how old she would be at this point, probably like 10. But yeah, it's really good so far. The father is really irritating, which I'm assuming he's supposed to be. But Dickens has already introduced a lot of his signature, really funny, ridiculous characters. There are two older ladies in this that are really pretty funny, like Mrs. Tox and Mrs. Chick, and I forget Mrs. Dombey's sister. She's pretty ridiculous. So like all of the women in this are pretty ridiculous, which I guess you could say something about that, but I just think it's funny. I don't really care. It's funny. And yeah, so I feel like so far it's really doing a good job of kind of, what's that word, juxtaposition, but I don't know how to make that up into what I want to say, but like he's making a good balance, I guess, between the super serious, death of a mother and not really at all caring what happens to his daughter, and only loving his son, with these funnier scenes with the women in Florence's life, and then there's a guy named Walter that comes on the scene, which I'm kind of hoping he is a good character. We'll see. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it, but I haven't really gotten as far into it as I should at this point. So, being that it is Sunday, I actually have tomorrow off for my mom's birthday. So I am going to hopefully get more read or listened to today I'm going to listen to it while I do some laundry, because I do need to get all of my housework done today. You will probably have seen, possibly before this clip, that I filmed a floss tube video today. That's why I'm already set up here, so that's why I am coming to you with my clip for this vlog from where I film my floss tube videos. So I did that. So now I need to clean up this whole area, because my dining room table is now a disaster of stitching stuff. So I'm going to do that, and I will do my laundry, and I will listen to more of Dombey and Son. I think, which I didn't bring up with me, but I think my other goal is to read a story in Gothic Tales by Elizabeth Gaskell tonight. That is the group read for Victober. So I think I will do that tonight. But after I get all of my chores done, because I can't sit down and physically read right now. So that being said, I need to go change my laundry and do the things, and then get back to reading. I'll talk to you possibly not until tomorrow night. We'll see. Hello, friends. Hopefully this weird sun spot isn't too distracting. But it is now Tuesday, October 5th, and I'm just now coming on to update you because the last couple of days were kind of crazy for me. So I was off yesterday, but ended up having to deal with some family stuff. So, nothing bad, just, having to go some places. So yeah, I didn't really have time to film, and I have only really been reading Dombey and Son. I had a little brain fart there. So I am really enjoying it. Some things have already happened that I am really surprised happened. And obviously I cannot tell you or else it would be a spoiler. But yeah, it was a very shocking twist that happened already, and I'm only like 17 chapters into like a 62 chapter book. So, and I don't know if I told you the last time I checked in, but I read Disappearances out of the Elizabeth Gaskell Gothic Tales the other day, not today, but and that was good. It was not what I was really expecting it to be. It was almost just kind of like police reports kind of thing on disappearances in the 1830s or whatever it was. So yeah, it was interesting, but not really what I was looking for. So I think I'm going to read the Old Nurse's story tonight, which is one of her most famous short stories. So I'm excited about that, but I will have to read that probably before it gets dark in case it's too scary. So, but yeah, anyway, I am currently in my car, as you can probably see, on my lunch break, and I am going to cross stitch and listen to either more Dombey and Son, or I might switch to Lorna Doone. Actually, I think I'm going to switch to Lorna Doone because I have not started that yet, and that is equally as long to Dombey and Son, so I really need to start that. So yeah, I think I'm going to switch to Lorna Doone while I'm on my lunch break. So I will check back in with you possibly tonight and let you know what I think of that on my first impression. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye. Hello, friends. It is after work, and I am just sitting here contemplating going upstairs to exercise. I don't really want to, but I need to. Let's just say that. Ugh. The scale has not been kind to me in the last, let's just say the last couple of years, but it's pretty bad right now. So, anyway, I just thought I would hop on here and tell you my initial thoughts on Lorna Doone. I started listening to the audiobook version that I got off of Scribd, and it's really good. I'm glad I'm listening to it on audiobook because there is a lot of dialect that I am pretty sure I wouldn't be able to handle if I was reading it. I just, there have been some other books, Victorian novels, that have done pretty intense dialogue that I was trying to read physically, and it's just like, no, it's not, this isn't happening. So I'm glad I'm listening to it on audiobook. So far, I don't know how many chapters in I am. I think I'm only like maybe 5 chapters in, and the chapters are fairly short. And it's just the main narrator kind of talking about his early life. This is a historical fiction novel. So, I mean, it was written in the 1800s, but it is set, I believe, in the 1600s or the 1700s. I can't remember exactly. But But that's really interesting to read basically a Victorian historical fiction, because when we read historical fiction, it's usually written in the Victorian time period or like thereabouts. So it's interesting to actually read something that was set in the past that was written in the Victorian era. But so far, I mean, nothing has really happened. We're just kind of getting a lot of setup by the narrator, or I don't know if he's going to be the main character or if he's just the narrator, or I think he is kind of both. It's told in first person, so I think he is talking about his life and probably his relationship with Lorna Doone at some point. So, yeah. So I don't really have a whole heck of a lot to say, but I am motivated to continue the book. So, but right now I am going to go upstairs and put on an 18-minute ab, butt, and thigh workout, Pilates style, and hate my life. So, wish me luck. Okay, I will talk to you probably tomorrow, or I will check back in after I actually finish this workout, and maybe that will be my motivation. Okay, off I go. I'm gonna move. I'm doing it. Okay. Hello, friends. Happy Wednesday. It is actually about 6 o'clock. No, what's it say there? 6:45. Okay, well, it's 6:45 now, but I've been up for a while. And I'm not really camera ready, so you're going to look at Shannon's lovely face. But I wanted to know, I'm watching my watch later list, and as you can see, I really don't have that many in there at the moment. But I wondered, like, do you ever organize your watch later list by time? I have started doing this, and again, I don't have that many there, so it doesn't take me that long to do it. But sometimes whenever I feel like I want to have a watch later list binge, I find like the shortest shows, shortest episodes on my watch later list, and I move them to the top, and I do them in order of how long they are so that I can progressively get to the longer videos. And so far, it kind of works for me. So yeah, if you are looking for a way to get through your watch later list faster, that might be a way to do it. Some of you, I know, have like hundreds of videos on your watch later list, so this might not be feasible, but maybe watch through scroll through your list and see if there's any that are under 10 minutes long, and move those to the top and bust those out, and then maybe move to ones that are 10 to 15 minutes long, and that might be something that kind of helps you get through those videos faster. So just a tip from somebody who tries to keep her watch later list to a minimum. But anyway, I'm gonna go drink my decaf coffee because that's all I have at the moment. I have to go to the store today for regular life-giving coffee, but I'm drinking decaf right now and then finishing getting ready for work. And I will talk to you probably after work today. Okay, bye. Hello, friends. It is now Friday, the 7th of October, and I think this will be my last talking clip of the week, the first full week of Victober, so that hopefully I can post this video on Saturday, maybe in the morning. But I just wanted to kind of recap what I read, or what I am currently reading during the week. You saw that I finished Alice in Wonderland. I love that little story. I still need to read Through the Looking Glass, but because that one I'm not as familiar with. I have a vague remembrance of what goes on in that one, but um, not enough. So I need to read that one as well. I am in, this has been my main read this week, and I am a little under halfway through, actually. If you can see my little bookmark there. Um, so I am listening to this on audiobook because there was just no way I was going to get this and some other reads done during the week if I didn't listen to this on audiobook. So I've kind of made this my focus read. I'm really enjoying it. I am one of those people that really has liked pretty much everything so far that I have read by Charles Dickens, even his rambly stuff. I do feel like reading it on audiobook probably helps with some of the things, but also sometimes listening to anything on audiobook, if you're not fully focused on it, then you kind of miss things and get a little confused. So, and Dickens has a lot of a lot of side plots that happen. So sometimes I'm like, wait, what? Who is this? So, but in general, I'm really enjoying the story. This follows Mr. Dombey. I forget what his name is. Oh, Paul Dombey, and his son, young Paul Dombey, and his daughter, Florence. And we're at this point where some very dramatic things have happened. And Mr. Dombey is just a horrible father. He is basically not a father to poor Florence. And yeah, he just doesn't like her for no reason whatsoever. So that is sad. We have a love interest for Florence, Walter, and some dramatic things are happening with him. I'm scared for him. So I'm really enjoying this a lot. The other thing that I've started, but you're not really going to be able to see too much with this, is Lorna Doone by Artie Blackmore. This is Kate Howe's Patreon book club read for the month of October. It is also very chunky, so I'm also listening to this on audiobook. And also it's good. It's a good thing that I'm listening to it on audiobook because there is a lot of really heavy dialogue or dialect written throughout this book. And I would not be able to get through it if I was physically reading it. Hold on, I have to switch hands. I haven't vlogged in a while, so my vlogging arms are not what well, let's be honest, my vlogging arms were never strong. But, so anyway, this so far has been slow. I'm only about 75 pages into it. So this follows a man named John Ridd, and the first 70 some pages were just him talking about his childhood. And I mean, there was reasons for it. There was reasons for him to talk about his childhood, because it kind of went into why there is a rivalry, kind of like a Montague and Capulet thing with his family and the Doone family. And so it goes into that, but it's just, there's a lot of talking. I mean, John Ridd is definitely the narrator of this book, but he kind of has a lot of superfluous talking. But he has, at this point, just met Lorna Doone. And I'm assuming they're kind of teenagers at this point. I don't know if it ever really says ages, but I'm assuming they're both kind of teenagers because it's kind of a love at first sight kind of a thing for him. And which, it's kind of like insta love. So it's kind of funny to have insta love in a Victorian novel. But so it's starting to get a little bit more dramatic. So I'm excited about that. So far oops, sorry. Jeez. New phone. New phone. I can't figure out how to get my hands where they need to be. But yeah, so far, Dombey and Son is definitely my favorite of the two. So I'm going to try to get a little farther in that tonight. I don't know. Well, oh, I said this is probably going to be my last clip of the week. So I will start my next vlog this weekend. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. It's another long weekend for Columbus / Indigenous People Day. I have that day off. And so I don't know what we're all going to be getting up to, but I will try to remember to take you along for the ride. So, oh, and my plans. But anyway, my plans for tonight are to read The Nurse's Story by Elizabeth Gaskell in Gothic Tales. Um, I it's funny because I mean the first story that I read, The Disappearances, wasn't scary at all. But I have been afraid to read this book at night when I'm home alone. So I figured I better read it tonight when I don't have to get up for work tomorrow in case like it's real scary and it keeps me up. Which is silly, but I doubt it'll really be that scary, but maybe. So that's my only plan for something new for the weekend. Next week, I have a group read for the Fall Into Reading Challenge. So I will be reading my one and only non-Victorian book for the month, and that is Fledgling by Octavia Butler, which will, I think it will count for both sci-fi, because I think Octavia Butler is, more or less the sci-fi element, or supernatural, because I think this involves vampires. And also it will count for author of color. So, because obviously I'm reading a lot of Victorian literature this month, and that's usually white people. So, although I do need to read, I started reading last year the Mary Seacole by autobiography, or Mary Seacole. I don't know how to say her name, but she was an African-American nurse in the Victorian era. I started reading that. It was really good, but I just had so many other things on my plate, and I only had it on ebook on my phone, which I cannot get into reading books on my phone. So I'm going to have to see if I can get it on ebook where I can transfer it to my Kindle, or if I can get an audiobook version. But I would really like to read that one. So, but anyway, I have the Fledgling for next week coming up. I need to get some more Gothic tales read. I would like to, I'm going to have to talk to my friend Joe Smith about when we want to start Sylvia's Lovers. I'm kind of hoping it'll be the week after, though, because I have a lot of books going on right now, and I'm kind of going to get overwhelmed. But anyway, I'm going to go finish my coffee and get to work. And yeah, I will see you in next week's vlog. All right, friends, bye.